There's a passage in a book by Arnold Mindell, who's a visionary psychologist. The book is titled Coma, and in it he writes about going into a VA and sitting at the bedside of a man. He said it's an old African-American guy who's a vet from World War II, who's been in a coma for 6 months, rasping, breathing loud, waking up the people around him. And Arny sits down next to him and describes holding his hand and linking his breath with this man, John, and making sounds with each out-breath that mirror the sounds of John. And after about 8 minutes, John opens his eyes. This is being in coma for 6 months. And he says, "You see that?" And Arny said, "What did you see?" He said, "A big white ship's coming for John." And Arny says, well, who's on that ship? Take a look at it. And so John closes his eyes and he says, "That ship's full of angels. Amazing." And Arny says, "Well, you gonna get on it?" He says, "I don't know. I've been working my whole life. I don't know. That's a cruise ship." And Arny says, "Well, think about it. Have you ever taken a vacation?" He said, "No, I've been working and working my whole life. It's so hard." He said, "Well, now you could take a vacation if you want. You got to reflect about it." So he gets quiet for a minute. He says, "Yeah," he said, "I asked where the ship's going. They say it's going to Bermuda. I never been there. I think I'll try it. I figure if I don't like it, I could always come back." And Arny says, "I'm sure you could." So John closed his eyes. Arny said, "I'll leave you now. I've got to go tend another patient, and I'll be back in a little while." He said he came back, and 15 minutes later, John had died. And as Arny put it, he had gone to Bermuda. But the extraordinary thing about this is that, and I've done this quite a bit in working with people in coma, is that it is quite common that people who seem to be in coma can also hear and know what's happening.